I hope you guys can see the PowerPoint presentation. If you can't, please let me know and I will. Perfect. Thank you so much. Okay, so the first slide is going to be the layout. It's going to be Love Your Block program. Today is February 19th, and we're here with the city of Port St. Lucie. The next one will be our incredible icon. It's going to be Love Your Block. If you haven't seen it, we have t-shirts that if you're able to come to our neighborhood day, you'll be able to get a Love Your Block t-shirt. And if you come and volunteer with us, when we actually do the projects, we have really nice hats to help entice you and then get that project going along. And then we all look uniformed and we all look like we're supporting Love Your Block within the city of Port St. Lucie. The next slide is, I want to say, is this is an example of what Love Your Block is all about. Love Your Block is a grant program that helps U.S. mayors and cities strengthen neighborhoods through resident-powered improvement projects. It's an incredible opportunity for you as residents to work with city staff to make incredible improvements. I've driven around Whispering Pines. I have been inside the neighborhood. I've attended events, Minsky Gym, going to the high school. I've been all throughout that area, and I know there's some things that we can do as a city to make it even better, but we need your input, we need your feedback, we need your time to help us get to where you guys would like to see. Like Kate said, which was amazingly stated, is that city of Port St. Lucie is one of 16 cities in the entire United States that received this grant funding. And we're a part of a cohort for the United States. And thanks to Bloomberg Philanthropies, they actually gave us the money to give to the residents in order to have these mini grants. Love Your Block is a program, and so we'll just start off with that. Love Your Block is a program that brings city leaders, residents together to build stronger neighborhoods, one block at a time. And we're saying one block at a time, but we're really doing one neighborhood at a time. And we're actually very excited. We're doing such a good effort. We love this program so much. We think that we can continue to other neighborhoods and invest into other neighborhoods and continue this incredible effort, maybe throughout the city, but we'll start with one neighborhood at a time. So the grant is for 2 years, and we're trying to connect with residents. We're very fortunate to have Sol into the community, and she's connecting with residents and community groups to identify priorities. The idea is to award mini grants, and that's why you guys are here today, to just learn more about the mini grant program and to support neighborhood-driven solutions. I could come up with some great ideas of my own of what things should happen inside Whispering Pines community, but it really is much better if you guys come up with the ideas and then we help support those ideas and initiatives, and then the entire neighborhood is behind those incredible initiatives. Then the third thing is make neighborhoods and cities better through the power of resident volunteers who love their blocks. So even if you don't apply for a mini grant today, one of the best things we can ask you is become a volunteer. There are some people out there who do need help, whether it's, painting, planting, or, just any kind of need at this point. We're going to have a volunteer form. Sign up to be a volunteer. Once we identify these projects, we'll contact you and let you know of the projects that are in need. And we'll let you know of what's going on. Maybe you could be an amazing volunteer and help us, whether it's planting trees, cleaning, or any kind of beautification projects. We really do need you. So the initial target area, like I said, we're going to start with one block at a time, is the Whispering Pines neighborhood. The Whispering Pines neighborhood, it does cover a large area. If you need a better map, it is on our website and you can zoom in a little bit better. It's anticipated that this program, of course, will be replicated, and I've already said that, in other areas of the city to serve as a model for the city's renewed focus on neighborhood engagement. And that's prioritized in the city's strategic plan and goal of smart, connected cities. So, what does revitalization projects look like in the Love Your Block program? Of course, it's the city's priorities and the community's priorities, like I said, connecting them all together. So here's some ideas of what the projects could be. Vacant lots or properties, small home repairs, active parks and public spaces, littering and illegal dumping. If you've noticed that in your area, maybe that could be a great thing for us to identify, become a mini grant, and then we can work together with you to resolve that problem. Repair porches or front stoops. If you have a little area, maybe you have a patio in the front that is visible, and we'll go into more detail about that. Graffiti removal, violence prevention, climate action, and public art. We're going to get into a lot more detail about this, so it'll help you through it. So the number one thing is the problem statement. The problem statement is where the city of Port St. Lucie will have to start when, according to Bloomberg Philanthropies. The problem statement says, projects should align with the city's focus for Love Your Block program in the Whispering Pines and include one or more of the following elements. So it's got to be inside Whispering Pines, the neighborhood, and it's got to include one or more of the following elements. Improve public spaces, promote community events and connection, provide increased access to green space, improve neighborhood connectedness, and promote community champions, and effectively partner with other city programs. Why is this so important? Because we're going to get into the rubric. We're going to have a rubric that is actually just the scorecard that our judges are going to connect with. And one of the main things on there, it says, does your project connect with the problem statement? Could I easily say yes, and then I give you more points based upon this problem statement? So that's a little hint for those who are actually wanting to fill out a mini grant proposal. It's got to connect with this. The next part is the eligibility criteria. The Love Your Block mini grant must be used for public, inclusive, community-based initiatives. These funds are intended to be used by Whispering Pines neighborhood residents. So you've got to be 18 years or older. Applicants do not need to own their own property, so renters are welcome, but they must be willing to obtain the permission of the owner. So that's going to take some effort on your part to get that permission to get the owner's property. If it's city property, then of course we'll have to go through our communication channels to get that moving along. Sometimes when it's not your own property, it might slow up the process a little bit, but don't be deterred. The worst is bring the idea and then we'll work together through it. The project must benefit the community and improve the Whispering Pines neighborhood of Port St. Lucie, Florida. The proposed budget does not exceed $1,500. So what are the requirements? To qualify for Love Your Block grant, each applicant must, okay, let's make sure we say this, they must propose a project within the boundaries of the city of Port St. Lucie inside the Whispering Pines neighborhood. Like I said, if you need to refer back to the map when it comes to Whispering Pines, then you could go to the city's website where you found, of course, this information, and it's cityofpsl.com/Love Your Block. I'll make sure I put it in our notes chat right here, so then you guys know, cityofpsl.com/Love Your Block, so you can find the map there. Also, we're recording this session. We can put it up on the website for other people who are unable to attend this, or you can go back as a reference to review this information. So we've already said it's got to be inside the boundaries of the city of Port St. Lucie, and it has to be inside the Whispering Pines Nice neighborhood. Another thing is the proposed project can be viewed by the public and beautifies and increases safety of the Whispering Pines neighborhood. It can't be in the backyard. It can't be in a non-visible area. So that's really important. It's got to be viewed by the public and beautifies the entire neighborhood. And the third thing is proposing a project in an area that is accessible to the public, of course, is preferred. Here's another couple of important requirements. We would like for you to have at least 2 identified project leaders. And that's really important because what happens if you are busy or you're away, we at least have a second person to call just in case you are out of town. It's really important to have like that backup person. Project leaders living, working, or having ties to the Whispering Pines neighborhood are, of course, preferred. Here's one, you already won, is participate in the virtual orientation session. Checkbox, you guys did it. So thank you so much already. And then complete all projects and expend all funds by August 15th. That's got to be really important. The reason is because we have to write reports to Bloomberg to let them know that the money was used accordingly. We take pictures and we send a report back up to where we received the grant funding. So it's really important to have all the projects completed by August 15th. And we then submit the final report by September 15th, including a brief description of the activities undertaken and how the funds were spent. So we'll call you afterwards and say, hey, could you tell us a little bit more about the project? Do you have any follow-up questions or follow-up pictures that we can add to this final report? Together, we're working together to make sure that we have justified the spending of the grant funding. Very important dates. Let's make sure we kick off these important dates. Is February 14th. That's when we launched the mini grant application. I don't know if any of you are at our skate party. I know Soul, Kate, and Sarah, and Soul, Kate, and Sarah, and we had a whole bunch of people out there having a great time, but educating the residents about what was happening. If you missed it, we have a couple more events coming up. We have it is the March 8th. It is the neighborhood day, and I've got a flyer at the end. You're more than welcome to come on out to the Treasure Coast High School and come talk to us to find out more information. Another important date is March 30th. That is when the mini grant application period closes. We're going to shut it off, and we're going to then evaluate all the grants that came in. On April 22nd, we will announce the winning projects and activities. And then August 15th, everything needs to be completed, as we just discussed, and I need to submit a final report by September 15th. The next step is how to apply. So the how to apply is really important. The first thing you do is go to thecityofpsl.com/love-your-block, and you click on grants. And I can show you that. Let's see if it pulls on over. I don't know if you can you see my, hopefully you guys can see my slide now. Can anybody see the slide for the website now? You should be able to see it. Yes. Thank you so much for saying that. So you go on the City of Port St. Lucie /love-your-block website. And what you're going to do is you're going to go to grant. And then right here is the application form. And you'll click on that, and then you'll go through the process. But the first thing I really want to make sure I point out to you is the guidelines. The guidelines are right here. This is pretty much the PowerPoint that I'm working off of. And here is the mini grant rubric. So you actually already have the score sheet of what we're going to be grading on. So if I would take a minute to look at those two before I fill out the application forms. All the dates are on here. And then once this information session is over, I'm going to take this video and put it back up here, right here in this section. So you have all the tools right here to make your mini grant amazing. You already have basically the answer and score sheet for it. So we go to the City of Port St. Lucie /Love Your Block, click on the grants, and fill out the online application. Again, you're going to have 2 project leads. So hopefully you know somebody that you could sign them up and put their name and phone number. Project description. This is where we ask you for the overall project goals and what you would like to accomplish. Another one is going to be another drop down, and it's going to be the project proposal. These are the specific activities or steps you will undertake to complete that project. Another one was, how does your project positively impact Whispering Pines neighborhood? And that's really important and key. Like I said, we're grading these to see which one has the best, and it fits in within these categories. And we hope to have a volunteer support. So it's not just one person cleaning up, painting, planting, whatever it is. We hope to have volunteer support is what the whole process is. The next thing is a project timeline. Knowing that there is an end date and we have to have this completed, we hope that you have a project timeline. We like to have this completed by this. We hope to have this step completed by this. And you're explaining, yes, we understand that the whole grant funding needs to be completed by this time. The next step would be a detailed project budget. If you could do that, that would help us out a lot. So if you need paint, then the paint costs this. I need paint brushes, I need this. If you need community garden materials, I need seeds that cost this. We would like to plant plants, mulch costs this. And you see what I'm saying? We go into roughly an itemized list would really help us figuring out how much everything costs, and that it does not exceed $1,500. And most importantly is we would love to have 2 to 5 color photos showing the physical location of the proposed project. And this is the before picture. Ta-da, this is what it looks like. And then afterwards, we're gonna do after pictures, and we hope to show that we have really made a difference or impact in the project that you have picked. How to apply even further is more steps is what is the amount requested. Somebody might not want $1,500. They might just need a couple of $100. Please let us know how much you would like, and we'll go from there to see how much funding we have. And then an explanation of the amount requested. This is where you go into even more detail of the itemized expenses. So how much by list. To complete this project, now here's where the funding. So how are you going to pay? How are we going to pay for it to get this project completed? This is where I talk to the finance department, and where we have 2 options. This is a unique opportunity for all of you. One of them is reimbursement, and the city will you'll provide us, the city, with receipts. So you'll pay for it up front. You'll pay for it yourself out of your own credit card, check, or whatever it is, and you'll keep all the receipts for that project. Then you turn those receipts into us, and then we cut you a check on behalf of the city for reimbursement of that project. That's option 1. Option 2 is that you would tell us how much everything is with those itemized expenses, and then we would go and purchase the materials and the supplies, and possibly, if you need it, help you arrange for volunteers to get that project completed. That's where you would actually go into that application and click what you really need from there. I hope that is clear. You have two options. It's a great opportunity for everyone, especially on this call and learning about this project. So what are potential projects? So I made a list for you to make it really easy, making sure that you all know, and of course it's not limited. If you have better ideas, these are just some of our ideas to get you started. You might have something that's even better. One is wall pressuring. So pressure washing, painting. Another one I really noticed inside Whispering Pines is maybe some of those entry signs need some installation, repair, or replacement. Then maybe minor cosmetic repairs as caulking or stucco to walls. Landscaping or hardscaping installation. So this is, if you want to install some landscaping in and around an area, but the little asterisk here is we really need you to have some sort of way to have irrigation. Because if you plant something, the worst is something then dies. So irrigation is pretty important. So it definitely needs to be noted in that application. Another one is entrance feature not classified as a perimeter wall. So an entrance feature, whatever that entrance feature is, as long as it's not a perimeter wall. Lighting, installation and repair, but minor. Repairs to existing irrigation systems. Like I said, if you're not watering things, they pass away, especially here in the heat in the summer. Creating or maintaining community gardens. That's a potential project. Another one is installation and maintenance, revitalization, or expansion of the free little libraries. If you haven't seen it, the City of Port St. Lucie has started a project for free little libraries. And if you don't know what a free little library is, it's a box that holds books, and on it sits on a post. It's really cute. It's a great way to share resources in and around your community. I know there's two within Whispering Pines that I've personally visited. So if you want to expand this program into other areas, this is a great opportunity. Definitely fill out the application. Creation of shade is also another thing that we can do, whether it's additional trees or maybe like an overhead area over a bench. Creation of murals or other public art. I would love to see more public art within Whispering Pines, but that's just me. What do you guys think? Another one would be neighborhood or lot cleanup, pickup, litter, and graffiti cleanup. That's really important. Definitely, if you think that would be a great project in your community, just let us know. Non-eligible projects. Non-eligible projects are anything outside of the Whispering Pines neighborhood. Another one is payment for sweat equity. You did this, I'm going to give you money for that. We don't do that. Speed bumps, traffic calming devices. We won't be able to install speed bumps with this money, unfortunately. Construction of new perimeter walls, projects in areas that encroach on the property of other public agencies, equipment purchases such as office, lawn, gardening, etc. Construction or repair of seawall, boat ramps, docks, or community pools. Community newsletter and flyers are not eligible as well. New irrigation systems or major reconstruction of existing systems, street lights, non-fixed improvements such as removal awnings, and no fixed improvements to the building removable equipment. Another non-eligible project is projects in unincorporated areas outside of the city limits. Can't do roof repair or replacement or interior renovations. So here's another one is I've already gotten questions on is property owner, and this is going to be a question on there is, are you the property owner? And it's going to say, I am the owner. Or you could say, I am not the owner. Again, this might delay your execution. You will need to get the owner's permission. And the other one is it's public property. So it's on city property, or it's on county property, it's on a state property, but it's definitely owned by a public property, a city government entity. So those are your three options, and you just need to pick one. When in doubt, you can always go to the property appraiser's website to find out more information of who owns the land. The next one is that grading rubrics I was telling you about. So this is what it looks like. I've already shown you where to find it on the website, and this is what we're going to do to grade everything. And the number one thing is does it go back to that problem statement? Does it meet the problem statement? That's 20 points maximum. So take a look at that. And so what would be the next step? So after you submit your mini grant application, a grant coordinator will review the grant to ensure the project meets all the guidelines and that no information or documents are missing. Applicants that are incomplete or insufficient will be returned to the applicant. If a project has met all guidelines, it is reviewed by city staff. The selection committee, we have already identified some selection committee members, will review and score all applications and determine which ones will be selected with the funding approved by Johns Hopkins University. Once the grant has been approved, so then you've already passed, you did all of the correct, filling out all the information. Selection committee then uses the rubric to go from the point system. Then let's say we pick out 5 or 6 projects. Once the grant has been approved, somebody will call you and schedule an appointment with you to discuss the next steps. So that one's pretty important. And we, like I said, we will announce the winning projects on Earth Day. Once the project is completed, the vendor has fulfilled the contract, the application will, so again, once the project is completed, what we'll do is I need to finish up and add photos, and I need to submit the report to the grant coordinator, which then we take that information and we submit it to Bloomberg to show that. So I need pictures, and I need like a report of what's going on at the end. And then that's pretty much it. So that's how we're going to do the whole process from start to finish. There's more information on the website to find out more of things that are ineligible. But you can definitely go to that site to find out more information. And I do want to remind you is join us Saturday, March 8th. That's where we'll be in person. And we would love to talk to you in person. If you haven't applied for the grant and you want to apply to us in person, Sol, myself, Kate will all be there, and we can help you through the entire process. If you need a little more assistance filling out the application, we can make office hours to walk you through the process. If you need technical assistance, please give us a call or email us, and we'll help you through the process. But most importantly, I want to remind you is that join us from 10 to noon at the Treasure Coast High School, March 8th, and connect with your residents. And we're going to have some great opportunities for you to learn about volunteering in your own neighborhood. And then you can apply for the mini grant. And then we're going to have a resource fair. We're going to have city booths and partner booths where you can connect with other nonprofits to find out how we can improve your neighborhood together. Of course, we're going to have giveaways and refreshments. So like I said, if you want to come on out and just grab a cool t-shirt that says Love Your Block and show support for this program, we would love to see you. If you want to learn more about the Love Your Block mini grant or volunteering, come on out as well. And we're going to end with is we're here to help you. Remember, the most important thing is I need your applications in by Sunday, March 30th. If you need assistance, email us at loveyourblock@cityofpsl.com. The website is really important. I'll put that in the chat, the email. email us. We're looking at that email. You can email us and we'll get back to you if we didn't answer all of your questions. And before we end, I'll just say, is there anybody who would like to have any questions, or your questions weren't answered with this presentation? And then before we close for the night?
Quick question. Thank you so
Yeah.
much. It was very thorough. Everything sounded really good. It looks good. Understand. Two questions. Number one, how many people are actually in Whispering Pines or in that area? About how many people? Hello?
Oh, sorry. I said if you give me 1 second, I can pull that information up. I
Oh,
do
I didn't
have
hear
that
anything. I'm
information.
sorry.
Well, yeah, sorry. No worries.
Um,
I think it went on mute because you were talking for some reason. Maybe it automatically did that. Yes.
oh,
What was your second question, if you don't mind?
and the second question is for your skate party, about how many residents or how many people did you guys have attend?
That's a great question. It was, I want to say, because it drizzled. It drizzled
Yes.
throughout the night, unfortunately. I think we're going to have a bigger crowd.
Mhm.
But I would say on and off, I would say 50 people. It was from
Okay.
that long time period.
Okay.
Because at one point it was initially just a few people, and then it drizzled, and then
Okay.
those left, and then a few more people showed up, and then
Mhm.
and it was throughout the night. We didn't stop until well after 7, and then in
Okay.
additionally we actually went and talked to people at the playground, and we talked to people at the ball field.
Awesome. Okay.
Yeah, and the Whispering Pines area, I can pull that information up. Erica, if you just send me your email, I can pull that up for you. Is there anybody else who has a question?
I do have a question. Um, if someone wanted to submit a project that was incorporating youth in some way, I understand that the project leads would need to be 18 or older, but is that possible?
Yes, definitely. If you don't mind submitting, what kind of projects are you thinking, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm not totally sure. I was just trying to think of ways to engage like local youth groups or, classrooms, things like that.
Well, one of the things we're thinking of, and we've already talked to our youth council about, is that we have a youth council, and there's about depends on who shows up. For FamFest, we had 20 people who want to come this weekend just to show up to volunteer. So I'm pretty sure we could get a bunch of youths to help with these projects, which I'm very excited about. So if residents say, "Hey, I need this," I'm pretty sure I can activate youth to help out with these projects. So that's one of the things. And if you have a project that could be for youth, then I would definitely submit it. And if you come up with a great idea, then we can definitely score it and go from there. Kate, did you have any other ideas?
I just wanted to know, because I know you're referring to the guidelines, how it says 18 and older, but if you can share your idea, we might be able to come up with a structure for that outside of this particular program structure. We have some flexibility, so we might be able, I just wanted to share that I think we might be able to work something out. So definitely we don't want to hold back any good ideas.
Agree. We don't want to hold back your idea. And like I said, we can probably mobilize the youth council and help out with these projects. We definitely want to include youth. Kate and I are huge into getting that going.
Okay, thank you both.
Was there any more questions? Okay, then I'm going to follow up with Erica. You wanted more information about how many people are in the Whispering Pines, and then we appreciate you again. Don't forget to meet us, and we'd love to see you. Come on out to March 8th, Neighborhood Day. We'd love to meet you in person, and we really appreciate your time. And we can't wait to see your mini grant applications. Thank you again.